a lot of clients who arrive with their own accountant or lawyer or other professional that's part of the situation. Sometimes it's a divorce attorney. Sometimes it's an insurance agent. You just never know. In fact, business valuation or an investment banker. I mean, these are routine parts of a kind of group of professionals that are near our space but not in it. We spend a lot of time getting to know these people. Right. We try and make sure that the client understands what level of familiarity we have with that specialty. Mm-hmm. We're not a specialist. We're more familiar with things like estate planning law and routine accounting matters, because these are things we have to address in our own work. Mm-hmm. We don't have legal license to practice them by any means, but they're familiar elements in them.
Collaboration with outside providers, particularly taxes, estate matters, it doesn't matter every day, but over time it can be very important. If we're siloed in our work, or if the CPA or the attorney is siloed in their work, it doesn't mean they're going to do bad work, but they might miss out on something that could benefit the client over time. And we find that to be pretty important. We keep a good Rolodex here of professionals so we can respond to a client who needs any manner of outside help.
Our clients typically have multiple professionals involved in their estate and tax planning. So I regularly collaborate with their other professionals to ensure that we are not incurring any unnecessary taxes. For example, if we are making distributions from a trust, that we know that the beneficiaries understand what the tax implications are of receiving a distribution from a trust.
I learned from a good lawyer about what he called the transfer of trust. Mm-hmm. And the transfer of trust really kind of comes down to one professional bringing in another who they trust considerably, and hoping that the client picks up on that trust, the dependability of that person, the fact that they've earned their credibility in situations prior to the one that might be in place at that moment. So I think there's a lot of value to using the networking initiative of a well-placed professional. I love the idea that you and I have seen used a lot at Montag, which is to advise clients, particularly when the situation's got the right elements, to have a meeting that includes the investment advisor from our firm, a CPA, and an estate planning lawyer.
So I had a successful collaboration with a client that had a very complex estate plan. And this person was getting ready to move a trust to a younger generation, and they were not sure who they wanted the trustees to be on this account. I had conversations with them and determined that instead of having a family member to be a trustee for this, that it would be better served to have an independent trust company. At the end of the collaboration, as the client decided to hire this firm, they have found that it's just been a wonderful relationship. It's taken a lot of pressure off of them to worry about this, and now it's in somebody else's hands that understands what the long-term goals of this relationship will be.
How do you determine what's the best fit? Who is the best fit for a client when they are searching for another provider?
It's a great question, and there's no perfect answer. We start with staying engaged with a lot of providers. That's the idea, is to have 10 or 15 available for any given assignment. We want to know CPAs, attorneys, investment bankers, valuation experts, family law attorneys, any number of people. And we want to know them pretty well. We want to see them regularly. We want to kind of visit with them off and on. So we have a few opportunities to spend time with people. One is the overlapping circumstance of a client. You can literally see the work of an accountant when the client has you in place and that accountant in place. Right. And you can spend time talking with the accountant, both with the client present and with the client absent. So this gives us a real sense of who they are. Checking the reputation of other people is something that I do routinely. I ask, who do you know? And we talk about these people, and we talk about the work they do, we talk about the commitment they have, the profile of client
Right.
Often it's really just a technical explanation, but it's the kind of thing that goes a lot toward getting to match the right client with the right professional.
When a client reaches out to us for a referral for a CPA or an attorney for various matters, we turn to our curated list of people we trust and we know, and we've almost always worked with before, in order to help them out there. And then we evaluate the client's need based on how cost conscious they are, as well as the complexity of the assignment.
I'm fortunate that as a financial planner that not only do I get to collaborate with the portfolio managers, but I also get to collaborate with the outside interests that our clients have with their CPAs, their attorneys, in order to make sure that all of us are working in concert for the client's best financial benefit.
We work with some families who have members that have special needs, and it's really important to talk about estate planning for special needs individuals. The main reason is that if they receive assets in their own name, down the road, if they would qualify for government assistance, if they have too much money in their own name, then that eliminates them from those benefits. So it's important to think carefully about how these assets are going to flow through to special needs individuals, and that you have special needs trust established, and it's critical that you get a special needs attorney to help the family navigate that complex subject.
It's not always all about the investments. It's about doing what's right for the client and making sure that we're taking care of the entire client and their needs. So although we are an investment firm, our resources are such that we are much bigger and broader than that and can handle the needs of our clients in a multitude of experiences.